lot of research about, and this is my wash routine so that you don't have to spend the time that I did. I have a airy bucket which I got off eBay for about £4, which I store my nappies in for the day. What I do is throughout the day I add my nappies to the bucket, so off they come off the bum and in the bucket they go. To the bucket throughout the day and go in. But what about the poo? Well, with the pooey nappies, when they are not weaned, so for the first 6 months, so while they're on breast milk or formula milk, the poo can just go in the machine. Once they are weaned, what you'd want to do is just roll the poo into the toilet. So it normally, if it's solid, it'll just plop off. Or you can use a fleece liner or a disposable liner to remove the poo easily. These are the reusable liners that I use. They're just a micro fleece liner. You don't want polar fleece. And I just put them inside my nappies, and some people use these on their own. Because they're micro fleece, the poo will just roll off. Because weaning poo can be quite sticky. If you're finding that your poo's sticking to that, some people give it a rinse in the toilet flush, and some people use a dedicated poo knife. My husband's not a fan of the idea of poo scraping, so we use a fleece liner combined with a disposable liner. These are Bambinex disposable liners. I really like these because they also catch pre-weaned poo, so newborn poo, and make poo removal really easy. But as I say, newborn poo, so when the baby hasn't been weaned onto solids, can just go in the washing machine because it's water soluble. But if you want to remove it, you can. The nappies build up in my little dry pail, my airy bucket, and then first thing in the morning when I take off the night nappy, last night I used this all-in-2 by Bellsbumz because I'm trialling it for night with an extra Bellsbumz pocket insert because it's a hybrid with a pocket. You just take that off, pop it in your bucket, and then it's time for your morning pre-wash. Okay, so my washing machine is outside, so it's pretty mucky out here. I wash it every the first of the month, but it quickly gets mucky because it's in a shed, literally in my garden, like so. That's because I was so desperate to have a dishwasher inside my house. So for my pre-wash, I tend to use my Bold 2-in-1. Even though it says it's got inbuilt softener, it's not the same as using a fabric softener, so it's absolutely fine for cloth nappies. I did buy this big box of Fairy non-bio when I first started, but then I learned that you need to wash non-bio at 60, whereas you can wash bio detergent at 40. So I'm using this up in my pre-wash because I use night nappies. I always do my pre-wash at 60, so I might as well use this up while I do that. If you wanted to do your pre-wash at 40, you can do that. I just prefer to do it at 60 because of the night nappies. I live in a hard water area, so what I do is I measure out half the amount of detergent that Fairy recommends for hard water, heavily soiled, so that's 100 mils. I have a little jug that I use, and I measure out my 100 ml on my washing machine. Add some stain remover into your pre-wash. If you do that, it's about half the amount. I don't do this every time, but you can do. So you put in half the amount of the stain remover, and you'd put that in the same drawer. I'm not using it today because I don't have any heavily soiled nappies, so no particularly pooey nappies. Close your drawer and then add your nappies. You can get some tot spots, are the best ones, some net bags for laundry. Why the tot spots ones are my favourite is because you can put them to line the bucket, so they'll fit even over this quite wide bucket. The net bags are the holy, and then you could just take the whole bag off. It doesn't close, so it opens as it washes, and you can put the bag straight into the washing machine, so you don't have to touch the nappies. But what I found was that I wanted the most agitation, so the best clean, so I just was emptying the mesh bag into the washing machine anyway, so I just got rid of that step. That was just pointless. For your pre-wash, the loading isn't a problem. You just have to put in whatever nappies you have for your pre-wash. You don't have to worry about how full your washing machine is. Put your half detergent in your drawer, shut the door, and then what I like to use is I like to use a 60-degree wash there, full spin. The spin is only for the very end of the cycle, so when they're drying the nappies, so rinsing the water out, I want to get as much wee water out of my nappies as possible, so I like to use a higher spin. Most manufacturers recommend 800, 1200 as the maximum spin. They also might recommend 40 degrees as the maximum temperature, so if you care about the warranty on your nappies, please do check that. But I like to pre-wash my nappies at 60 because of the night nappy, full spin, and then this is an hour's wash. You're looking for a wash on your machine that's 45 minutes or more. So mine's the daily wash setting that gives me an hour and allows me to do 60. Then I press play, and that is my pre-wash. When I've finished pre-washing my nappies, I have another airy basket that I keep on top of my washing machine in my little shed. What I do is I open up the washing machine, I grab the pre-washed nappies and I just pull them into the basket. So everything goes into the basket. If I've got things with PUL, the waterproof layer, I lay them on the outside of the basket. The reason why I do this is just so they get more air to them and it prevents damage to the PUL layer. But all my inserts, all the absorbency just goes into the bottom of the basket. If they've got a long tongue on them, so like a snake insert, I like to lay the PUL over the edge and then put the snake insert into the basket. Pocket covers, inserts, everything just goes into my dry pail. I like to keep my pre-washed nappies separate from my dirty nappies, obviously, so that I know what's been pre-washed and what is still needing to be. But as I pre-wash every morning, it's a really simple routine. I don't get muddled up. And then all I do is I just store my pre-washed nappies back on top of my washing machine like that. And then I do my main wash at a maximum day 4. So today would be day 2, because day 1 was the day of the nappies. The night nappy goes in. First pre-wash is on day 2, and then my main wash is on day 4. But what you can do is you can do your main wash every day, every other day, whatever works for you. But the reason why I wait until day 4 is so that I can have my drum loosely full, which is giving the best clean, and I don't need to bulk this way, so I don't need to add any other small white items to my main wash in order to get a good clean, which I would need to do if I was doing my main wash every other day or every day. Then night nappy off and into the basket and down to do the pre-wash. Day 3 pre-wash, 100 ml of detergent, which is half the usual dose of detergent. Put it into the drawer. Gosh. Nappies into the machine. Close the door. Washing machine on. Already set daily wash, 60 degrees, full spin, 1 hour from yesterday. Press play. Ta-da! Done. An hour later, or at the end of the day if I'm hoping to hear it, what I do is I simply empty my pre-washed nappies out into my basket, just like I did the day before. Just pulling them out, shoving them in, and then back they go on top of the washing machine for the next day. Always leave your washing machine door slightly open. Stop sick going on tonight. Night nappy off. Then in the washing machine we go. gross, gross, gross. It's not actually that bad. There we go. In we go. Doesn't matter about loading with the pre-wash. Switch it on. Open the drawer. Grab my half dose of airy. Just using the snap. All my settings are 60. 1 hour. It's a daily wash. Done. So after this is done, it'll be time for my main wash. I've got all my nappies that I've been pre-washing in there. It is now day 4. I've done my pre-wash, it's still in the machine. I've got my bold and I've got a full dose of bold 2-in-1 powder here. Using bio powder means that you can wash at 40 if you want. I still wash at 60 just because I go 4 days between my main wash. So that's 220 mils of powder. You don't need to use a stain remover like Vanish in your main wash. It can make your main wash too sudsy. It's best to put your Vanish into your pre-wash if you feel like you need that extra stain removing power. All I do is grab all my pre-washed nappies and shove them straight into the drum. So this is 4 days worth of nappies. What I want is for my drum to be loosely full. I've got an 8kg washing machine, and the reason why I go 4 days between my main wash is so that it can be loosely full without having to bulk with small items of clothing. Sometimes, for some reason, maybe it's the type of nappies that I'm washing, I don't quite get it as full as I need to, so then I'll bulk with some small baby clothes or tea towels. I think though today this will be perfect. So when we say loosely full, this is what we mean. I can do jazz hands at the top of the machine. It probably could take a few extra bits, so I'm going to go and grab my tea towel. As you can see, I've just put some hand towels, some baby clothes in here, just a handful, just to make it loosely full. The space at the top is now slightly smaller, but there still is space, so that's much better, not over full. Shut the door, open the drawer, grab my full dose of powder and pop it in there. If you're using bio detergent, you should be washing at 60 because that gives the best non-bio detergent, sorry, that gives the best clean. But you can wash at 40 with bio detergent. I choose to wash at 60 anyway because of my 4-day wash. I turn this to the cotton cycle. I don't use the super eco wash or cotton eco wash because it doesn't use as much water. You need a lot of water to wash your nappies. I turn mine to 60, make sure it's on full spin because I want all that wee water out of my nappies. And then I also turn my machine so that it is on heavily soiled extra rinse, which takes 4 hours. And there we go.